Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 87, text number 42. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Iti Eta Brahmanaha Putraha Ashrutya Atma Anushashanam Sanandanam Ata Anarchu Siddhaha Jnatva Atmanaha Gatim. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Iti etat brahmana putra Ashrutya atma anushashanam Sanandanam ataran archuhu Siddha jnatva atmano gatim. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Iti etat brahmana putra Ashrutya atma anusashanam Sanandanam ata anarchuhu Siddha jnatvatmano gatim. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Iti etat brahmana putra Ashrutya atma anushashanam Sanandanam ata anarchuhu Siddha jnatvatmano gatim. बोलिए. Matajis. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. The Supreme Lord, Shri Narayan Rishi, said, Iti, thus, Etat, this, Brahmanaha, of Brahma, Putraha, the sons, Ashrutya, having heard Atma about the self, Anushashanam, instruction, Sanandanam, the sage Sanandana, Atha, then Anarchuhu, they worshipped, Siddhaha, perfectly satisfied, Jnatva, understanding, Atmanaha, their own, Gatim, ultimate destination. Translation and purport. The Supreme Lord Sri Narayan Rishi said, having heard these instructions about the Supreme Self, the personality of Godhead, the sons of Brahma now understood their final destination. They felt perfectly satisfied and honored Sanandana with their worship. Purport. Srila Jiva Goswami explains that Atma Anushashanam can be understood both as instructions given to benefit the Jiva souls and as instructions about the living entity's relationship with the foundation of all existence. Similarly, Atmanogatim means both the destination of this Jiva soul and the means of reaching the Supreme Soul. By hearing the 28 prayers of the personified Vedas, which comprise the elucidation of the Brahmopanishad spoken at the beginning of this chapter, the sages assembled in Brahmaloka made great progress towards their goal of pure love of God. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalptarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namaha Pankajanabhaya Namaha Pankajamaline Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye Hare Krishna. So, the wonderful prayers by personified Vedas finished. And then here Narayana Rishi is speaking to Sanandana. आप लोग जप मत करो क्लास में बैठ के. Don't chant. Having heard these instructions about the Supreme Self, the personality of Godhead, the sons of Brahma now understood their final destination. They felt perfectly satisfied and honored Sanandana with their worship. So, Vasudeva Paraveda, Vasudeva Paramakha, Vasudeva Parayoga, Vasudeva Parakriyaha, Vasudeva Param Jnanam, Vasudeva Param Tapaha, Vasudeva Paro Dharma, Vasudeva Paragatihi. How many of you know these verses? You know? Anybody else? Boliye. Vasudeva Paraveda, Vasudeva Paramakha, Vasudeva Para Yoga, Vasudeva Parakriyaha, Vasudeva Param Jnanam, Vasudeva Param Tapaha, Vasudeva Paro Dharma, Vasudeva Paragatihi. Beautiful verses. Prabhupada wrote at least 3-4 pages of purport. Very long purport. So please read. This is from first canto, second chapter, almost last shlokas. Aap bolo? Huh? You don't know? Then why you raised your hand? You know that it is there in first canto. Vasudeva Paraveda. The purpose of studying Vedas is Vasudeva. Right? Yavanartha Udapane Sarvataha Samplutodake Tavan Sarveshu Vedeshu Brahmanasya Vijanatha. You know this verse? From second chapter Bhagavad-gita. You know this verse? Just like so many wells, water is there. All the purposes of all the wells can be served by a flowing river. In the same way, one who understands the purpose behind Vedas can understand everything. Right? So, what is the purpose behind Vedas? Prabhupada writes, Vedaischa sarver ahameva vedyo vedanta krut veda videva chaham. The purpose of Vedas is to understand Sri Krishna. Right? If you know that, you know everything. In the same way, that is why it is said Vasudeva Paraveda. The purpose of Vedas is Vasudeva. Studying Vedas is Vasudeva. Vasudeva Paramakha. The purpose of performing yajnas is Vasudeva, to satisfy Vasudeva. Amnaya abhyasaniya aranya ruditam vedavratani ahnuvan medhascheda falani purta vidayaha sarvam hutam bashmini tirthanam agavarani gajasnanamiva vinatvat pada dvandvamboruha sansmarati vijayate devasya narayanaha. Right? This is a Amnaya abhyasaniya aranya. All this studying of Vedas, it is like crying in the forest. Aranya ruditam. Amnaya abhyasaniya aranya ruditam. Vedavratani. All the performing of all these vratas, Ekadasi vrata, this vrata, that vrata. Some people they practice every Tuesday I will not eat. Right? After my +2, I didn't get admission in engineering. So very difficult. That time, no, not many colleges were there. Very few colleges were there. Very tough. You have to be a top 100, 200 ranks. Then only you would get. Otherwise, very difficult. So, nahi mil raha tha. Then I kept a vow. Every Tuesday evening, I will not eat. Then, so that I will get admission in engineering. Then I got engineering, then I gave up. Right? Vedacheda falani purta vidayaha. Somebody, all these vratas are only meant for reducing the fat in the body. Meda means fat. Vedacheda falani purta vidaya. All this performance of yajnas, swaha, 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 right? It is like pouring ghee into the ashes. Vedavratani ahanuvan. Sarvam hrutam bhashmini. Going all to the various tirtha yatras, it is like elephant bath. If you don't remember Sri Krishna, if you don't remember Krishna's lotus feet, Vina tvat pada tvandvamburga sansmarati devasya narayana. Right? So, the purpose of Vedas is Lord Shri Krishna. The purpose of performing yajna is Lord Shri Krishna. Performance of this yoga is right? Lord Shri Krishna. Prabhupada, Advesta Sarvabhutanam, Maitraha Karunayevacha, Nirmamo Nirankara. In that shlokas lecture, Prabhupada writes, if you want to keep good health, if you want to reduce your weight, you do walking. You do walking. Why should you practice asanas to reduce your weight? Why should you practice asanas to improve your health? These asanas are meant for understanding Krishna. Vedavrata, Vasudeva para yoga and Vasudeva para kriya. Whatever activities we perform, they are meant for satisfying Vasudeva. Right? Vasudeva param jnanam. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate Vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlava. End of all knowledge, the perfection of all knowledge is Vasudeva. Right? Vasudeva param tapaha. Right? The purpose of practicing austerities is Lord Krishna. Right? Otherwise, waste of time. And Vasudeva paro dharma, savai pumsham paro dharma, yato bhaktir adukshaje, ahetyaki apratihata, yayatma suprasidati. Then Vasudeva paragati. The purpose of human life, the destination of all living entities is Vasudeva, Lord Vasudeva. Right? If very beautiful verses, you can remember these verses and read the purport. Prabhupada wrote long purport and very nice, beautiful purport. There is no time to explain. This so this is what is instructed in this 28 verses. The purpose, the destination is Lord. Ragadvesha vimuktaistu indriyan vishayancharan atmavashye vidheyatma prasadam adigacchati prasade sarvadukkana hanirashopajayate. Right? So in these verses, Krishna is explaining that Ragadvesha vimuktaistu, becoming free from attachment and hatred. Attachment means we have some likings for somebody or something, we want to get it. And we have hatred for doing certain things. We have hatred for certain people. We want to avoid them. Yeah? So we should become free from both raga and dvesha. Right? As devotees, we should not hate anybody. We may have misunderstandings, but hatred, no. You should not hate anybody. You should never use this word. I hate that person. I hate this. Yeah? You can say, I hate Maya. Right? So, this Ragadvesha vimuktaistu indriyan vishayanshcharan atmavashye videyatma, by following the regulative principles of freedom. Right? Prabhupada used this word, regulative principles of freedom. you can receive my mercy. You can, if you do that, prasadam adhigacchati. You can receive my mercy. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hani rashyopajayate prasanna chetaso hi asu buddhir parivatishtate. Prasade sarva dukkhanam. When you receive my mercy, you will become free from all threefold miseries, all the distress. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hani rashyopajayate prasanna chetaso hi asu. You will become joyful when you become free from threefold miseries. Right? Threefold miseries. Then Krishna is saying that buddhir parivatishtate. Then your intelligence is fixed. Nasti buddhir ayuktasya, nacha ayuktasya bhavana, nacha bhavyata shantir, ashantasya kutas sukham. If you are not attached to Krishna consciousness, your intelligence is not steady. If your mind is not controlled, how there can be peace? Without peace, how there can be happiness? Then Prabhupada writes in the purport, the reason for unhappiness, unpeacefulness, no, is ashanti, is lack of clear goal in life. If your goal is fixed, then you will be peaceful. Your mind can be fixed. Your intelligence can be steady. If your goal, if your goal is one, if your goal is one, then you are peaceful. Then if you don't get other things, you are not bothered, because you have to remain steady on the path of Krishna consciousness to achieve that goal. Nasti buddhirayuktasya, nacha yuktasya bhavana, nacha bhavyata shanti, ashantasya kutas sukham. Right? Then Prabhupada writes, many times I told this in my classes, that without being joyful, one cannot perform devotional service. Right? All the devotees in the temple should be always joyful. Because now I am on the path of Krishna consciousness. I am going to get Krishna. No, I am going to join the picnic of Krishna and Balram. Right? Many times I told this. The destiny of all Hare Krishna devotees is to join the picnic of Krishna and Balram. All of us, we are destined. आगे पीछे सब जाएंगे. Right? Then Brahmanand Prabhu asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, are we going to meet again in the Golok Vrindavan? Prabhupada said, of course. Unless I introduce you to Krishna, he will not accept you. Every day. Then Prabhupada told, when the Vaikuntha Vasis, they visit Golok Vrindavan, when they see all of us, they will comment, what a nice spiritual master, what nice disciples. What nice disciples. That's why there is no need to hate each other. We are all going to be with Krishna. But we have to remain on the path of Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada, somebody asked Prabhupada, so much problem in ISKCON. Spiritual life is very difficult. Then Prabhupada said, spiritual life is difficult, material life is impossible. Right? Material life is impossible. Though, Prabhupada said, so many problems, Prabhupada, he is doing like this, he is doing like that. Then Prabhupada said, ISKCON is like a boat. So for somebody who is drowning in the ocean of material existence, they can take shelter of the boat. While traversing on the ocean, one of our devotees, he is a merchant navy engineer. He was saying, sometimes the Atlantic Ocean, very, very rough ocean, it's very rough. Atlantic and Pacific Ocean, especially Atlantic Ocean, and then very deep ocean. Then huge waves. Sometimes that huge waves topple the ship. The ship becomes like this, it seems. And they can't drink, they can't eat. They are like this. Ulta. Life is hellish, they say. On Merchant Navy, they have a lot of money. They get a lot of money. Whenever they come back, they bring 1 or 2 crores. But they have to stay away from their wife and children. And then sometimes they are like this. So Prabhupada said, so when the boat is traversing on the ocean, there are waves. They rock the boat. Just because the boat is being rocked, if you jump into the ocean, kya hoga? Right? You will drown. Like that, if you say you have many problems outside and then you come to ISKCON, and if you come to ISKCON and then you say there are so many problems in ISKCON, I will leave. Then again you are for going into where you are going. Is there any better place than ISKCON in the whole universe? Huh? No. Again material life. Again, we will say gali khane ka, right? Right? यही है ना? So, life is difficult outside, right? It may be a little bit, some problems may be there. So, this boat of ISKCON will take us to Golok Vrindavan. And then boat remains here. That is the beauty. Right? Who can say this verse? Ishan Gaur Prabhu. Which is that verse? Where? Swayam samuttirya sudustaram Juman. Right? Bhavarnavam bhimam adabra sahurda. Bhavat padamborha navamatrate. Nidaya yata bhavad anugraho bhavan. My dear Lord, out of your causeless mercy and out of great love for your devotees, you give us this boat. And the pure devotees of the Lord, they sit in this boat and they cross the ocean of material existence. But they leave behind this boat so that others can cross over the. How it is possible? How it is possible? You leave the boat and then but the boat has crossed that other side, na? Like a water in the calf's hoof print. Though Prabhupada writes, the pure devotees of the Lord, they establish this process of Krishna consciousness movement. And this boat is always there. And people cross over, but the boat is here because for somebody who has taken shelter of Krishna consciousness movement, for them, the ocean has become, material ocean of material existence has become like a water in the calf's hoof print. They simply jump over and the boat is here only. Beautiful. Swayam Samutri. इसलिए that's why त्वय अंबुजाक्ष अखिल सत्व धाम ने समाधि नावेशित चेतसके त्वत्पाद पोतेन महत्कृतेन कुर्वन्ति गोवत्सवदिं भवाब्दिं. My dear Lord, your lotus feet are the source of all material existence, all the material worlds. Those who meditate on your lotus feet, Tvaya Ambujaksha, O lotus-eyed Lord, Akil Sattva-dhamini, Samadhi Naveshita Chetasaike, those who go into Samadhi, Tvatpada Potena Mahatkrutena, this great ocean of material existence, for them, Kurvanti Go Vassavadam Bhavati. Kurvanti, it becomes a water in the calf's hoof print. Calf's hoof print. So many million, there are many people in this world. There are so many sages in this world. They have failed. Right? They have failed to achieve their success. And they are rotting in heavenly planets. Right? They are rotting in heavenly planets. But those who have taken shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, this ISKCON boat, Prabhupada's lotus feet, they are going, right? Jayananda Prabhu, in 11 years' time, Prabhupada certified. He has gone back to Godhead. Prabhupada told, keep his name in the Vaishnava calendar. Disappearance day of Jayananda Prabhu. He has gone back to Godhead. In 10 years' time, not even 11 years, 10 years' time. Before Prabhupada only, he left his body. But because he followed the instructions of Srila Prabhupada. So, when Lord Shri Krishna appeared in his beautiful form, in front of Vasudeva and Devaki, they were so blissful. And then Devaki Mata, she started offering prayers. Right? Martyo mrityuvala bhiti palayanam. Martyo mrityuvala bhiti palayanam. Lokan sarvan nirbhayam nadya gachet. Tvat padabja prapta yadruchya adaya shustu shete mrityurasmat apaiti. Beautiful verse. He said, my dear Lord, there are all these sages and munis and so many people being afraid of mrityu, janma mrityu jara vyadi, martyo mrityuvala bhiti. Everybody is afraid of death in this world. And they are doing so many remedies to avoid death. Yeah? But palayanam, they are running lokan sarvan, all the planets. But nirbhayam nadya gachet. They don't become free from fear of death. Anywhere they go, they have to experience this fear of death. They are running here and there, going here and there, everywhere. But they are not able to become free from. But my dear Lord, Tvat padabja prapta yadruchaya. Yadruchaya, Prabhupada writes, by the good fortune. What is that? Rupe Brahmanda Brahmate Kona Bhagyavan Jeev. He Rupe Brahmanda Brahmate Kona Bhagyavan Jeev. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. By the mercy of Guru and Krishna, those who receive the Krishna Bhakti Lata Bij, what happened to them? Nirbhaya. They are sleeping very peacefully because they have Shustuhu Shete. Means they are in deep sleep, right? Devotees, karmis, they don't get sleep. Devotees, wherever they sit, they will sleep. Is it not? Gopeshwar Prabhu and myself, we used to go for money collecting. That time we were going by rickshaw. We used to go by rickshaw. That time we didn't have car in BI. Only one car was there, Maruti 800. वो बड़े लोगों के लिए, उन लोगों के लिए हम रिक्शा में जाते थे. फिर हम दोनों 2:30 बजे उठ जाते थे. 2:30 बजे उठ जाते. फिर प्रसाद लेके कलेक्शन के लिए जाते थे. So by the time we reach, every day we used to go Kalba Devi, VT, like that. By the time we reach car or somewhere, both of us, deep asleep. And then passers-by, when the auto would stop at the traffic signal, they would wake up. Swamiji gir jayenge. Then there's one driver, Ashok driver, he knew all the places where we would go. Then we would sleep, Then, Prabhuji, aa gaya. Agarwal ka ghar aa gaya. He would wake up. But, karmis, they don't get sleep, They can't sleep properly. Devotees, while chanting, they sleep. While we're sitting in Bhagavatam class, they sleep. Once Karbajan Prabhu was asking Gopal Krishna Maharaj, Maharaj, क्लास में नींद आ जाता है, लेकिन प्रसाद के सामने नींद क्यों नहीं आता है? Maharaj replied, because you have so much interest in prasadam, you don't get sleep. Because you don't have interest in Bhagavatam class, you fall asleep. Like that. Sustuhu shete mrityurasmat apaiti. Kyonki Mrityu Devata ran away out of fear of you. Apaiti, Palayanam. She ran away because of she is afraid of you. Now you have appeared in this world. Now all the devotees became fearless of they are no longer fearful of death, because they have received the shelter at your lotus feet by their good fortune. That is why they are fearless. Right? So, what is that, taking shelter of Krishna's lotus feet? Right? Taking shelter of Krishna's lotus feet means following the instructions of Bhagavad-gita given by Lord Shri Krishna. Bolo Sitaram Prabhu. Who is the most educated? Who is the most aristocratic? Who is the most richest person in the world? I will tell you. Beautiful purport by Srila Prabhupada. When that young Brahmana and old Brahmana, they were there in Gopalji temple. So that old Brahmana promised that I will give the hand of my daughter. That young Brahmana told, I am not an aristocratic person. I am not born in a good family. I am not a rich person. I am illiterate. So your family members won't agree to give me your daughter. So don't give that promise. Don't say that. He said, she is my daughter. I will do whatever I want. Who are they? I will give. Like that. Right? Then the young Brahmana told, then if it is so, then you promise in front of Gopalji. Then he said, he promised. Then he said, Gopalji, you are the witness. If there is any need, you have to come. Right? Is there any need? You have to come. Then later on, all of you know the story. Then that old Brahmana, he was hesitating to give because his family members have threatened that we will commit suicide if you give our daughter to him. Like that. Then there is a panchayati was done. Then the panchayati said, what is the proof that he has promised? Because that fellow was young, that son was blaming him that he gave him dutura and then made him promise, all this stuff. Like that he take away the money, all that. Then that young Brahmana said, everybody believes the words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I also believe in the words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He will actually come and give the witness. Because in front of him, he promised. So everybody believes the words of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. On this basis, Srila Prabhupada wrote, anybody who believes in the words of Lord Shri Krishna, he is the most richest person, most educated person, most aristocratic person. Not the person who is born in a good family, not the person who is a rich person, a rich family, who is the rich man or who is most educated, if they don't have faith in the words of Lord Shri Krishna. Right? Machitta, chetasa sarvakarmani, mai sanyasya matpara, buddhi yogam upashritya, machitta satatam bhava. In that verse, Prabhupada writes, we have to take shelter of Krishna's words. Krishna, we have to follow the instructions of Lord Krishna. We have to follow the instructions of Lord Shri Krishna. Margam tiyatte mukapadmanidas chando suparna rishayo vivikta yadyagamarshoda sharidvarahe padam padam tirthapada prapanna. This is a beautiful verse from 3rd canto, 5th chapter. So Prabhupada writes in the purport. So some devotees, my dear Lord, The demigods are praying this, my dear Lord. Some devotees, they pray, they take shelter of your lotus mouth. Okay? Like a birds take shelter of the nest, they take shelter of your lotus face and your lotus mouth. Some devotees, they take shelter of Ganga, which emanated from your lotus feet. Which emanated from your lotus feet. So, by taking shelter of Ganga, everybody, padam padam tirtha pada prapanna, they become, yadyaga marshoda sharidvara hai. They become free from all sinful reactions by taking bath regularly in Ganga. And some devotees, what is that nectar that is emanated from the lotus mouth of Lord Shri Krishna? Right? Bhagavad-gita. So Prabhupada writes in the purport, the greatest thing in this world is Bhagavad-gita. Greatest thing. Right? Please don't neglect, reading Bhagavad-gita every day. Every day, read Bhagavad-gita. Then slowly, if you read regularly Bhagavad-gita as it is, slowly, Krishna will reveal the secrets of Bhagavad-gita in your heart. Because Prabhupada writes in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, Chintamani Jayati, Somagiri Guru, in that verse, Prabhupada writes, Govinda is the spiritual Siksha Guru of all living entities. Vasudeva Sutam Devam, Kamsachanur Mardanam, Devaki Paramanandam, Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. So Krishna is there in the Bhagavad Gita. These words are non-different from Lord Shri Krishna. So if you take shelter of Krishna's words, Prabhupada's words, Srila Prabhupada's words, you can easily cross over the ocean of mental. Very simple, very simple. In this life itself, Prabhupada said, one life is enough. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, 3 lifetimes. Pakka, we will all go back to Godhead in 3 lifetimes. First life, you take shelter of, what is it? Offensive chanting. Offensive chanting. Second life, Namabhasa chanting. Third life, Prem Nam. Then go back to Godhead. Bhaktivinoda Thakur assured, if you have taken shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, from that day onwards, 3 lifetimes. Bona fide spiritual master. So 3 lifetimes. Assured. Prabhupada said, you can go back in 1 lifetime. 1 life. But provided if you follow Prabhupada's instructions. Srila Prabhupada's instructions. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Prabhupada gave so many instructions, we should follow. Prabhupada, in Markandeya Purana, there is a very beautiful pastime. When I read that, my hair stand on end. So there is one, in nutshell I will tell, one of the Sunday lectures I narrated completely, fully. There is no time. There is one, Durvasa Muni once, he was doing tapasya, severe tapasya. And then so many, Indra was very disturbed. So Indra was sending so many apsaras and they are all afraid to go near, Durvasa Muni, being afraid. Then one lady, one apsarasa, she agreed, I am very immeasurably beautiful. I will skanta dekai. Like that. Then she came and then she started dancing and all. Dancing and all is okay. She was so daring, she touched him. She touched him. Durvasa Muni became very furious. You rascal woman. ठीक है, नाच रही हो, ठीक है, मेरे को टच क्यों किया? Then he cursed her. Then you will become a bird. Okay? You'll become a bird. Then there is one more guy who was also, then he got, then she begged forgiveness. He told her that When you die in the battlefield of Kurukshetra in front of Lord Shri Krishna, then you will get liberated. There are many, like our Mukund Mahaprabhu Prabhu other day, he gave the calculation. You remember how many that six sons of, you know, how many years they suffered. We have to be very careful. Huh? No, six sons of that Marichi. How many? Some you gave some calculation, right? I was shocked. Oh my God, crores of years they were. He gave a calculation. All which kalpa and how many kalpas, like that. You can hear that lecture again. So they uh, he came a long time back. It happened. Then somehow or other he came. So then on the first day of Kurukshetra war, right, that bird was pregnant with four sons, four other bird, like that. She also heard Bhagavad Gita. She also heard Bhagavad Gita when Krishna was teaching Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Then she was struck with the beauty of Lord Krishna and then his teachings. Wow! I said, I think this is the personality Durvas Muni was talking about. I should die in front of him. I should die in front of him, like that. So even though so many arrows are falling and all that, the bird did not want to leave the battlefield. She was hovering around. She was hovering around. Meanwhile, Narakasura's son, Bhagadatta, he was fiercely fighting with Arjuna. Very fiercely fighting with Arjuna. And he received Supratika. There is one elephant, the son of Airavata, very powerful elephant. Very powerful elephant. He was riding on that elephant and then fighting, and then there is a ferocious battle was taking place. When Bhumata, when she conceived, he is the Narakasura is the son of Lord Vishnu and Bhumata. So she took the benediction that he should die only in my presence. And then she requested him to give Vaishnava Astra. That Vaishnava Astra, like Narayana Astra, very, very powerful. There is no tod. There is no remedy for Vaishnava Astra, like Narayana Astra. Like last class I was describing. He received it like that. Then that Supratika he stole from heavenly planets, Narakasura. So this Vaishnava Astra and then Supratika, he inherited from Narakasura, this Bhagadatta. Bhagadatta and Pandu Maharaj, they are very good friends. But still, because of the tricks of Duryodhan, he joined the camp of Duryodhan. Like that. So, meanwhile, Krishna told Arjuna that you use a very powerful astra. Krishna took one astra and chanted some mantra. Then he said, use this astra to kill this fellow Bhagadatta. When Arjuna released this astra, Krishna shifted this rath little bit. And to his shock, Arjuna was shocked, Then he said, what are you doing? What have you done, Krishna? Then that astra went and just pierced the stomach of this bird. Huge bird, huge bird. Like that. And those eggs, they fell, The eggs fell. Meanwhile, Bhima came and killed that Supratika elephant. And that elephant was huge elephant. And there is a huge bell was hung around his neck. Huge bell was hung around his neck. Exactly that bell fell on those eggs. A huge bell. And then nobody disturbed. Meanwhile, this Bhagadatta, he was very angry that his elephant was killed and then all that stuff. Then he took out his Vaishnavastra and then he released on Arjuna. He was very angry like that. Then Krishna, what he did, that Vaishnavastra was very effulgent. Krishna added his effulgence of his body to that, Vaishnavastra. And that he's glowing like sun, in the war field. When there is too much sun, you can't see, you got light, you close your eyes, right? The whole army of both Pandavas and Kauravas, they could not open their eyes. They closed their eyes because of the effulgence that is emanating from the Vaishnavastra. Then Arjuna was standing there. He did not know which astra is coming and what to do, nothing. Then he said, today is last day. He was thinking like that. Meanwhile, he was thinking how to, which astra to, apply, because he did not know what is astra, because he was sarva shastra, nipun, parayan. So he did not know. Then meanwhile, Krishna got up from his chariot. Then he stood in front of Vaishnavastra. Vaishnavastra. And then that Vaishnavastra hit the chest of Krishna. It glowed like anything, Krishna looked very beautiful because of then it became a garland around his neck, Then Arjuna was furious that, my dear Krishna, you are only supposed to be the chariot driver. Why did you come in front of the astra? You promised that, you will not fight and all that. Why did you do that? If everybody must have seen it, they all will say, I have won the war because with the help of Krishna. Oh, what is yours? All that stuff. They will blame me. He started ranting. Krishna said, Buddhu, tum nahi jante ho. ये क्या है ये वैष्णवास्त्र है I accept myself I cannot nobody can neutralize this then Krishna said don't worry don't worry nobody saw it that is why पूरा light up कर दिया battlefield पूरा light up कर दिया मैंने इसलिए nobody saw except you and me and then this fellow Bhagadatta. Only Vyasadeva will know. Then everybody will come to know when he writes in Mahabharata. Don't worry. Only later on only people will come to know. Right now nobody knew. No, nobody knew. Don't worry. Like that. So anyway, those birds, they are the ones. Later on, they were Samik Rishi saved them. Then he trained them in. They were also, there is a story. They were cursed by his father to become birds. And then they are the ones who spoke Markandeya Purana. When Jaimini Muni got 4 or 5 doubts why Krishna spoke, why Krishna takes avatars, why Balaram killed Brahmana, why Draupadi got 5 husbands, why Draupadi's sons were dead before getting married. Like that, he had 5 questions. So those 5 questions answer is Markandeya Purana. So Jaimini Muni goes to Markandeya Rishi. Markandeya Rishi said, I don't know, I don't have time. Go to those 4 birds in Vindhya Parvat. So the Jaimini Muni goes there. There is one Jaimini Mahabharata also, because there is a Jaimini Mahabharata. That portion where Krishna performed, Pandavas performed Ashwamedha Yajna, that is not mentioned in Mahabharata, main Mahabharata. That is called Jaimini Mahabharata. So that is also there. It is mentioned in Bhagavad-gita also. Anyway, so that bird heard Bhagavad-gita. That bird heard Bhagavad-gita. And that is why he got liberation. Like he was very fortunate like that. That bird has decided that I should take shelter of this personality who is so, who looks so beautiful and then who spoke so beautifully. Madhuraya gira valguvakyaya budamanujnaya pushkarekshana vidikaririma viramuhyati adarasi duna apyayashvanaha. right? So, the Lord Krishna, that is why Uddhava says that, my dear Lord, even the sages with the Brahmaji's age lifespan, they cannot, if they want to thank you enough, they can't thank you enough because you spoke Bhagavad Gita, and then by speaking Bhagavad Gita, you have delivered the entire mankind, entire mankind. So, in the instructions are, he's saying that, instructions given by, in this way, Upanishads, they will get the ultimate destination. In the same way, if we follow the instructions given in Bhagavad Gita, we will also attain, um, not only that, Lord Krishna, Lord Krishna, you know, he gave us not only Bhagavad Gita, right? He gave Yamuna, he gave Giriraj Govardhan, right? He gave Vrindavan Dham, Tattat Gacha Badram Te, Yamunayam Tatam Suchi, Punyam Madhuvanam Yatra, Nityam Sanidhyam Hari. You know this verse? Huh? Who knows this verse? Tattat Gacha Badram Te. Narada Muni instructed Dhruva Maharaj, Tata Gacha Badram Te. Tata means, oh my dear affectionate son, go to Yamuna. Tatat Gacha Badram Te. Badram Te, let there be auspiciousness to you. Yamunayam Tatam Suchi, the auspicious Yamuna, bank of Yamuna, you go there. Yamuna. Then Madhuvanam, Punyam Madhuvanam Yatra. Go to Madhuvan, which is glorious, because Lord Hari stays there. Right? Lord Hari stays there. Nityada Hari. Snatana sunam tasmin. Kalindya salilay shivaha. Kritanuchita nivasam. Atmanam kalpitasanaha. He says, 3 times in a day you take bath in Yamuna. Now there was a flood in Yamuna. The people are not worried. Yamuna has come, all the streets, everywhere in the houses, people are swimming in Yamuna. Yeah. They are celebrating. Yamuna agi, So Yamunayam Tatam Suchi. Go to, Yamuna and take bath. So Krishna has given this Yamuna. Krishna has given this Giriraj Govardhan. Somebody who has performed the millions of tapasya, thousands and thousands of years of tapasya. Those who have studied Vedas for so many thousands of years. Those who have done so many vratas. Right? They won't get so much benefit. But 1 minute if you spend in Giriraj Govardhan, they will get that much benefit. Just you spend 1 minute in Govardhan, then you get the benefit of performing so many years of tapasya, so many thousands of sacrifices, so many thousands of cows, charity. You get that benefit simply by just being in the presence of Giriraj. Once one Brahmana, he came to Giriraj Govardhan village. Somehow or other, he lifted one Govardhan Shila. On the way back to his home, one Brahma Rakshas attacked him. And this Brahmana became very afraid. Right? And then he took that stone, because I say stone pick up kiya, he doesn't know glories of Govardhan or anything. उसको अच्छा लगा गिरिराज स्टोन है, अच्छा पत्थर अच्छा लग रहा है, इसलिए पत्थर निकाला, उसको एक मारा ब्रह्म राक्षस. राइट? वो ब्रह्म राक्षस वैकुंठ निवासी बन गया, गोलोक वृंदावन के निवासी बन गया. ब्रह्म राक्षस, he gave up that uh, that form of Brahma Rakshas. And then meanwhile, Krishna sent chariot, chariot. And then sitting in the chariot, he went back to Golok Vrindavan. He was, what is this stone? I saw, "Ye kya vichitra?" So this power, this Giriraji is so powerful. Giriraji is so powerful. Anyway, so Krishna gave us this Vrindavan. Krishna has given us Giriraji. Krishna has given Manasi Ganga. You know, uh, I think last time Srimad Radharani requested, make one beautiful place for all of us to enjoy. Then Krishna took out this bhava from his heart and then made this Giriraji. Then that's why Hantaya Madri Rabala Haridasavarya Yad Ramakrishna Charanaspasha Pramodaha. Manam Tanoti Goganayas Tayoryat Pani Suyavasa Kandara Kandamule. You know this verse? Yeah. Anybody knows this verse? Beautiful verse. Hantaya. This verse is spoken by Srimad Radharani. Hantaya Madri Rabala Haridasavarya. Haridasavarya. Giriraji is known as the best of all servants of Hari. There are 3 Haridasas. Anybody knows? Uddhava, Yudhishthir Maharaj, and then Giriraji. Srimad Radharani is saying, of all the Haridasas, this is the best of Haridasa. Haridasa Varya. And then this Giriraji is always feeling ecstasy because of receiving the touch of lotus feet of Krishna and Balaram. Then out of great ecstasy, she is flowing beautiful lakes, beautiful sarovars, beautiful gardens, for Krishna's pleasure, garden, portions. All the Gopa Vrindas pleasure. Giriraji is going like that. Anyway, so that is why I will close by saying this sentence. Prabhupada writes in 3rd Canto Bhagavatam, first part 1, first chapter. Prabhupada writes that Krishna has walked around in this Vrajamandal Parikrama, Vrajamandal, 84 crores. He left his footprints everywhere. Most auspicious place in the whole world, Vraj. Even now, there are many devotees who search for Krishna in this area. So Prabhupada writes, from Delhi, from Mathura to Delhi, Krishna walked around for so many years, walked around. So most glorious place in the world. Even now, so many devotees, they search for Krishna in these places. They may not find him here, but the very search itself, he is very glorious. That is why when we go to Vrindavan, we should search for Krishna. Not, pizza, pasta, idhar bhi milta hai. Right? Bakery mein bhi milta hai aajkal acha. Pizza, pasta. Udhar jaake pizza kaya, pasta kaya. Huh? We should not be like that. Then I will close this by saying one more quote from Prabhupada books that Prabhupada wrote in 10th canto, 12th chapter, 7 to 11 verse, Ittam Satam Brahma Sukhan Bhutya. If anybody is addicted to these 2 books, Bhagavad-gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, in the next life, he will go back to Godhead. He will not take birth again. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Thank you very much. Anybody has any questions, comments? Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanande.